Alrighty, folks. Hello and welcome to Las Vegas Motor Speedway. My name is John Theodore, streaming live at twitch.tv/John_A_Theodore. Recorded version of this broadcast at youtube.com/John Theodore. Thank you very much for tuning in. Starting 19th in the number 17, Corey Bush for Congress, Chevrolet Camaro ZL1. This is going to be a 60-lap race. It's A fixed. Cautions are in effect. I have no practice. Let's get her done. Yeah, Matt Adams does have the cannabinoid or the cannabis leaves on the car there. That's pretty cool. And I like the looks like he's got a Jamaican flag scheme going on too. That's very Rasta. That's a Madrasta, man. Madrasta. I like it. Obviously Lucky. Thank you for if I'm getting good luck wishes from Obviously Lucky, that's a good sign, I think. Lucky Dog fixed. I don't know. We will find out.
Coming to the green here, bud. Those tires cleaned off, drag
Well, we'll find out under the first caution, probably, or the second caution. First caution will be the one that puts people a lap down. Second caution, we'll find out if they get their lap back.
So, boss man, you know what time it is.
We're rolling. Green flag. Let Everhart squeeze down in front of me. No issues with that.
Inside. Go there.
Knew that the 2 and the 3 were going to go around us. 6 is going to get us as well. We'll probably just drop straight to the back.
Go outside. Clear high. Outside, outside. Go outside.
I'm just not feeling confident in my speed right now.
Go out there, man. 36.34.
Car feels a mite twitchy.
Clear. Outside.
Just let these guys go by. I'm literally going to fall all the way back to last.
Clear.
Unless I can stay in front of Joe. But the good news is we took care of our tires there. Yep, we got one in the grass. Don't come up in front of us, bro. Don't do it. Don't do it.
0.605.
And he saved it. He's all right. Getting stuck down on that low line really hurt.
Carlo.
Riding high. Looking to the outside of Goodwin. Nothing there yet. Everhart fell into the back. Joe Wells is back there behind us. So we're not in dead last. We're actually 19th in the number 19. We're right where iRacing thinks we should be. Whoa, 2 car. Getting knocked sideways in the corner there. That didn't look good. That happens more often than you'd think. The biggest car number, meaning the lowest I rating in P1. Austin Yarborough's quick, though. I'm guessing he was doing a little bit more practicing in prep for this race than I did. 2 cars, Steven Wilson having some issues, making some contact with folks.
30.795.
Linus, I don't care how many times you tell me that you aren't. I'm always going to think that you're Linus Tech Tips until it is conclusively proven otherwise.
Still outside.
Just because I want it to be true that Linus Tech Tips watches my stream with his free time.
Looks clear, clear, clear.
So it looks like the high line's definitely working in as these tires wear more.
Working the bottom inside. Still inside.
Just can't hold that car on the bottom. It's really pushy tight. See Everhart pushing up into Phil Goodwin.
Clear heated. Inside. 31.2208. Still there.
We'll go work on
Clear heated.
trying to get a pass made to the outside.
Hello.
Clear forward. I didn't mean to touch it in, man. I'm going to let you go coming down the back stretch.
You're good. It scared me.
Folks in practice were complaining about the aero push being more effective than usually.
31.127.
Obviously, lucky you raced dirt track with Austin Yarborough in real life. Nice, man. Good deal. Modware, how's it going, brother? Nine laps down.
31.067.
No yellows yet. Not a bad start to this race. Joe's trying to catch back up to me.
31.15.
Ain't working yet. He's going to make a nice move down to the inside there. But I think that I'll overpower him coming off the corner again. And not even pushing it off the corner, just, you know, riding it easy. The outside line just gets such a better run off the corner. It's not even funny. Inside line, you see Joe just did again. The inside line just pushes up. If you try to maintain pace with the outside line, the inside line, you just lose the front end completely. It's not a good feeling. So I'm really trying to work a high entry now. You can cut down low and late apex on exit. That seems to be working well. Although it's really easy to get loose and lose the back end like this guy right here. Looks like the 16 car just did. He'll fall back. Uh-oh. Joe trying to get too much on the high line. See, it's tricky. I think that he felt like he was faster than me, and he's trying so hard to get around me. Just overdrove the car a little bit. Hey, JL Stoke, how's it going?
31.394.
It's a shame. Joe's a good guy and a good driver.
Hold on to it.
Looks like he saved it. That's good. Car's starting to, or the track's starting to come to me a little bit as this run goes on. I think I took a little bit better care of my tires earlier in the run. It seems to be paying off now. I'm starting to gain back some time on some of these guys that passed me earlier.
31.458.
Everhart is all over the track. Closed up on the back of Philip Goodwin III. iRacing's biggest Kevin Harvick fan. Now we're right on his bumper.
31.632.
Hey, Graham Paul, thank you for the host. Much appreciated. Welcome to Graham and your viewers. What do you mean what happened to Jamie Mack, Modware? Jamie Mack is, other than, you know, just, he hasn't been getting the job done. I think that if Jamie Mack
31.808.
is... I think that the wise move for Jamie McMurray is to take the deal that he has on the table right now with Chip Ganassi Racing. He is not going to get a ride in better equipment.
I'm thinking we're going to want to stay out here, bud, but I'll leave that up to you. Pit road is closed.
The deal that he has on the table is run the... Oh, John Hunter Nemechek to the one. That's interesting. What Chip Ganassi offered him is a career that's going to extend past his racing, his life as a racing driver. The deal that's on the table, which I think is a really good one, is run the Daytona 500 next year, and then, yes, Dem for 536, this is fixed setup. Run the Daytona 500 next year, and then take a leadership role within the organization, probably driver development, which is an excellent way to, you know, solidify your post-driving career with a top organization going forward. That's a really sweet offer, man. And let's be real. Jamie, probably the best case scenario in terms of equipment that Jamie McMurray would be running in next, like, we're talking absolute everything falls the right way. Best case scenario, Chariot of Flame, it's Las Vegas. Best case scenario would be probably the 95. Levine Family Racing, like, that's what we're talking about in terms of, like, the caliber of equipment that's going to be available for Jamie McMurray to hop out of the one and go into. You're not going to win races, or if you haven't been able to do it in a Ganassi car, you're not going to do it in the 95. Suarez to the one, and see that kind of stuff. De Benedetto to the 41. Unless there's a news story attached to it, I'm not going to believe. I think it'd be awesome. Casey Kane's retiring. Oh, you mean gets better health-wise? That is scary. I think he's doing the right thing to focus on his health and work on getting better. I love Jamie McMurray. I like Matt De Benedetto. I'm just trying to be real with you guys about what's actually going to happen, not what I'd like to see happen. Suarez did not make the chase this year. Dem 536, and they, look, just being real. Suarez missing the chase. That's why he's Joe Gibbs Racing. Hey, KDJ, thanks for the biddies. Much appreciated. Daniel Suarez missing the chase is why he's out, or the playoffs is why he's out of a ride for next year. Eric Jones won a race and was in position on points to make the playoffs. So was Denny Hamlin. Kyle Busch is Kyle Busch. He's one of the big two.
Behind the 20.
Daniel Suarez should have made the playoffs this year. I don't think he's an idiot for saying that. I think he had every reason to believe that he was going to make it. I think that it was a reasonable goal for him to expect of himself, that would be the end result of this season, his second season in NASCAR, and it didn't happen. Now that's going too far. Calling him a failure at the top level 2 years into his career, I don't agree with that. Obviously, it hasn't been a smooth transition. I think that they moved him up 1 year too early. I think that I think they moved him up, actually. It was a year earlier than they wanted to. they okay, let me put it this way. Go back and compare Joey Logano's first 2 seasons to Daniel Suarez.
But we're going to be starting on the
Go look up the
inside.
stats. Joey Logano did nothing special his first 2 seasons. Similar situation where he was moved up into the 20 car too early. And you know, Joey was taking over from a legend. Daniel Suarez wasn't taking over from a 2-time champion. But that's kind of a really apt comparison where Joe Gibbs, but again, the race that he won, New Hampshire, that was either a rain-shortened deal or a fuel mileage thing. That was a really that was one of those wins kind of like Chris Buesser's win at Pocono where it wasn't considered a real win. It wasn't a win like he ran out and ran faster than everyone else. He did get a real win at Pocono in the 20 car, but anyway, you can't call Daniel Suarez a failure. He's way too young. He's got way too much talent to be called a failure. And I think that what we've seen is Blue Cord Gamer, thanks for the follow. I think we've seen the growing pains that honestly you got to expect when a guy moves up from the Xfinity Series to the Cup Series too early. He's had some struggles getting a handle on the car. He's had some struggles finishing races. And, you know, he's had some bad luck, which when you combine bad luck with the other two, you're going to have, you're going to end up with a mediocre season. And so that's what we're looking at with Suarez. I hope Suarez gets a good ride. I hope that he doesn't end up just being left out on the musical chairs deal. I think that someone will give him a good ride. I think that the money from that Era sponsorship, that's going to follow him somewhere, and he'll be in good equipment next year. Brandon, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Welcome to the family. So we'll see. We're going to see. There are a lot of moves that are yet to play out with this year's silly season. Things are going to shift around quite a bit. And once the dust settles on everything, it's going to be really interesting to see where everyone actually lands. There is no caution somehow. Now there's a caution.
Good job, Albert.
Give me your tenth there, bud.
Yeah, so that seems to be most likely is that Levine Family Racing moves to Toyota. Levine Family Racing enters into an alliance with Joe Gibbs Racing and getting the Eris sponsorship to get the money to pay for the alliance deal with Joe Gibbs. That's, I think, the most likely landing spot for Suarez. And that's the thing, is like Jamie McMurray, if he went to Levine Family Racing, is not going to get that deal. Daniel Suarez going over to Levine Family Racing, that's a completely different scenario. I agree. I think Matt DiBenedetto is going to be in really good shape. He gets in good equipment. Obviously, Lucky, thank you for the luck and the bits. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. So let's see. The 41 car. I don't know if Kollin Keister is quite ready to make the jump to Cup, but I think that you could very well see Cole Custer being bumped up into that ride. WX Taps, thanks for the follow, much appreciated. So you might see Cole Custer get moved to SHR, or you might see them wait another year to make that move. In which case you could see Kurt Busch in that car for another year. Kurt Busch certainly helped his case for another 1-year extension of his contract in top-tier equipment by winning the Bristol Night Race. You know, the saying in racing is that winning cures all ills, and it's really true. Winning fixes a lot. Didn't fix things for Casey Kane, obviously, but that was different. Bet finish all, the one, Britt, not bet all finish. Your all and finish, you need to switch those around for your bet to work. I agree, Chris Briella. I would like to see him in Xfinity for another year, but here's why I think the move to Cup for Custer might be happening sooner rather than later, is that they have already started fielding that 5th car that teams are allowed to field for a select number of events, specifically for the purpose of putting someone that they plan to run for Rookie of the Year.
Have a lot of damage or any.
They've already done that with Cole Custer a few times this year. So I think that there's a decent shot. It's Vegas, Daryl. I think there's a decent shot that you could see Cole Custer in a Cup ride full-time next year. It's possible.
Should be starting behind the 12.
I'm not ruling that possibility out, and I think that the 41 makes a lot of sense. Again, the tough thing with all of this is sponsorship. The 00 right now that Cole Custer is running, that's basically an unsponsored car. Anytime when you see Haas on one of those cars, that's an unsponsored car. That's the owner spending his own money in the same way that Furniture Row was doing. Now, Haas Automation's in a very different situation in terms of the funds that they have and how related those funds are to what they're doing. Lucane, oh, cool. Your wife's company sponsors Matt DiBenedetto. She designed the Honest Iwata car.
John,
nice. Very cool. Nathan, what's going on, brother? After getting caught up in that wreck, are you wishing you decided to spot instead?
1 to go. Going to be on the outside.
Yeah, I should be spotting. I should have jumped in here. No practice.
1 minute.
Nah, man, I'm glad you jumped. I'm sorry you got caught up in that thing. That was rough. This is definitely reinforcing for both of us why we need to practice before just hopping into race sessions now.
How did I get in your team speak?
My team speak? You talking to someone else? Yeah, streams are popping. Appreciate you guys hopping in. Yeah, I agree. Cole Custer's the real deal, I think. I think Daniel Suarez is too, though. Got to remember, the guy won the Xfinity Series championship. He's no slouch.
Gotcha.
So let's see. What other things? So Justin Allgaier is making a very strong case for his Cup racing career not being over yet. Man, 5 wins this year. And look, he beat Cup drivers today. So Justin Allgaier, you might see something open up for him.
Green flag.
Go back to racing. No, Custer never. I was talking about Suarez. Suarez won a championship. Cole Custer still only has 1 Xfinity Series win to his name, but if he look out for him, by the way, after what he did at Homestead last year, if Cole Custer makes the championship 4 in the Xfinity Series, look out, because he is good at Homestead.
in. Let's get a rhythm. Long ways to go here. 32.
Daniel Suarez was the 2016 Xfinity Series champion. Gregson to report. That's right, Elliott Sadler was retiring. Gregson replacing him is interesting. I mean, so Joe Gibbs Racing, Kyle Busch Motorsports, that whole development pipeline, they have an embarrassment of riches where they've got more good drivers in their program right now than they have seats available for all of them to go. So you're going to see some of the talent that's in the Joe Gibbs pipeline picked up by other teams. That's just a fact. I do need more luck. Thank you, obviously, Lucky. Thank you very much for the luck. Oh, that's probably true, Dem 536. That's a good reason why they don't do it. I'm really glad that they're starting to weed the Cup drivers out of the Xfinity Series. I think it's a better race and a better show without the Cup guys in there. Yeah, I'm generally in favor of more differentiation between the lower series and the higher series, including, you know, not always running on the same tracks. I liked the truck series a lot better when it was really a short track throwback series in a lot of ways, and it was running on a lot of the like Mesa Marin and those really cool little short tracks that you never see on TV that much unless you've got MAP TV and can watch, like, you know, K&N and ARCA and stuff like that. The truck series was running on a lot of tracks that you just never see racing on, and that was really fun when it started out. So I would love to see some of that happening again. Man, the car is just dancing like crazy. I'm having to lift when I've got someone to the outside of me on the front straight. Then we've got guys in front of us that are hitting the wall in the corners because they're running so high. I'm noticing that the really fast guys, like the 2 car, he's moved right to the top. He's running as high as you can. He's basically running the Kansas line.
Inside. Clear.
I don't know how that was a 4X, but we're good. I don't know how that ended up being a 4X. Sorry, Gio. Shouldn't have too much damage from that.
33.33.
Nope, no caution. There wasn't really a car fully sideways. So I'm not surprised that there wasn't a caution for that. Trying to work my way up to that higher groove, see if we can get an improvement in our lap times by running it. What tracks is the wall the preferred lane? Darlington. If you're talking about actually hitting the wall, there aren't any anymore. Homestead, Kansas, Kentucky, maybe. There are some tracks where the high line's been the preferred lane, but actually bouncing off the wall, Bristol. Scrape the wall a little bit there. Thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Welcome to the family. Yeah, you have to run the wall at Kansas in iRacing. It's not like that in real life, but in iRacing. That depends on the track, M536. It's the place to be at certain tracks. It's certainly the place to be here. If you're not running the top here, you're in big trouble. It just gets way too tight on the bottom.
6, 5, 6.
I've been thinking about this new setup. It's weird. It kind of feels like you're sitting on a spindle a little bit. Like it feels more rooted than the car used to feel. Like it used to, the old car and setup, it used to feel like you're on ice skates. Now it just feels a little bit tippy, is the best way that I can describe it.
Inside, 31.81. Still inside. Still there. You're clear.
I am not running particularly quick here. At all. Well, that's our Patapon friend.
31.8.
All the way back from, I think it was the Pocono NIS race where we first noticed that car. No, the car feeling neutral is good, but it doesn't feel neutral. It's really pushy in and really, really loose out. So it's not really a neutral handling race car. Like I said, it almost feels like there's a spindle or something sticking out of the middle of the bottom of the car, and it's kind of like wobbling around on top of that. It's very unsettling. It's not what I would characterize as a neutral setup. That's not neutral. That right there, what happened there, and what's happening as I go down the straightaway, that's not neutral. I'm gonna need to do some work on getting comfortable here, because I'm not right now. Thanks for the biddies. Is Homestead the best line on iRacing? My recollection was that as the race goes on, the best line, it moves right to the top like everything else.
31.91.
No, iRacing definitely doesn't have the 2003 version of Homestead. iRacing came out in 2008. It's probably got like the 2012 version of Homestead or something. New tire model V7. Be nice. I hope they get the new damage model out for 2019 season 1 and day night. All three, all three of the things that they promised would be out this year by year's end. It'd be nice to see them hit that mark. We are way off the pace here. Now, oh, so now they're saying new damaged model is end of next year already? When did they say that? Lambo, dude, I mean, I sort of like New Michigan. I really didn't get a good evaluation of it. All right, let's see if we can focus on driving a little bit better. Things driving terribly, or I'm driving terribly. I can't blame the car for my failings. Guys running side-by-slide, slowing themselves down. That's going to help me out a little bit. I think Robert's damaged his car, so I might be able to gain on that 6 a little bit. Nathan's starting to come back to me a little bit too. Just trying to be super smooth with it right now. Running the extreme high line wasn't feeling too good. I was having to like lift and kind of bounce the throttle off and on a bit. It wasn't really working, at least in 3 and 4. That line right there felt okay. Six is really struggling though. You can see him like every corner the thing's about to get out from under him and wreck. So he's fighting poor handling and then I think probably overdriving it as well to try to compensate for it. All right, at least I'm not in last. Thankfully I've had some people wreck out to help me not be last place in this race. Or not wreck out, but definitely get some damage so that they're going a good bit slower. 32.143. And that
5 to go.
Coming out of the bend in the straightaway is really vicious. All right, 5 to go. Let's see if we can get 18th. How hard is Robert going to fight us for it? Obviously lucky. Thank you for the luck, mate.
Outside. Still there, still there. Clear outside.
Here we go. Clear to the top. Didn't go down to the bottom because it was faster, Robert. I went down there because you weren't there. Oh, Austin Yarborough in the pits. That's too bad. Thanks, Jose. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with him. It didn't look like he had a ton of damage. I think he's just struggling that much for grip.
Here we go.
I wonder what happened to Austin, because he was running really well. All right, 2 laps to go. R2, get ready to put the white flag out. It's almost that time. I don't know if it was a rage quit. I mean, that's theoretically, but you know, depending on how badly his car was wrecked, it may have been just quitting because his race was legitimately over at that point.
32.41.
Not every Alt F4 is a rage, like, rage quit for me is like, you could realistically keep going, but you quit out because you're upset. In iRacing, sometimes it's, you know, you really couldn't keep going because your car was broken, so you may as well just quit out. Now, I don't know what happened to the 22 there. His car also didn't look too badly damaged. But we ended up 16th. I'll take that. Go see what hurt. Yeah, no, seriously. Because he was on it.
Good effort, bud.
I think I just need to get more. I just need laps. That was what I was lacking, was laps of practice. This is a challenging car and track combination this week. Yeah, Spike, that I would consider a rage quit, so that would be the typical Alt F4 rage quit. Indy, Kentucky? Probably not. What's likely going to happen tonight is I'm going to go do K&N next, and then maybe Kentucky? One day. For sure one day. Oh, I skipped the incident recap, the Chrome Horn recap. Mod Warrior, continuing the gifted sub that you got from G. Benson. Thank you very much for doing that. Appreciate that, Mod Warrior. That makes me feel good and happy. All right, let's see the results. Congrats to Taylor. Look at this, man. 3 pro license guys in here. Awesome. We finished 16th. Lost 7 iRating, so that's the benefit of having the high numbers, that you don't lose a lot of iRating. Lost 0.1 safety, all because of that weird 4X that happened between me and Gio here. So if you guys are watching on the YouTube side, thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate you tuning in. Please go ahead and hit like if you made it to the end of this video. Hit subscribe and ring the notification bell if you want notifications and updates about when I upload new videos. And if you haven't done so already, please do head over to twitch.tv/John_A_Theodore. Click the big old heart button. Give me a follow, and I'll see you on the next live stream. Thank you very much. Peace out.